It's about 10 days away from the spring equinox, and I'm planning to make 3 videos about the spring equinox. The second one will be a kind of traditional look at the general meanings for Wiccans and witches and pagans in regards to the spring equinox. And the third one will be looking at some tarot cards that I think fit in very well with the spring equinox. But this first one today is more about Japan. So I've lived in Japan for a long time. There's meaning to the spring equinox here in Japan. So I want to explain a little bit about the spring equinox in Japan and how it affects my practice during this time of the year.
Just before the full moon, the flowers on the tree behind me hadn't bloomed. They were still in bud, but on the full moon, they started to bloom. How cool is that? By the next full moon, all of those flowers will have fallen. And also the spring equinox, Ostara, will also have passed. In Japan, the spring equinox is called Shunbun no Hi. And the spring equinox and the autumn equinox here are national holidays, bank holidays. So, as a Wiccan, that's absolutely wonderful for me. Shunbun no Hi is a relatively new word. It was coined in 1948. Before that, there was a much more difficult Japanese word, which I can't pronounce. And it was connected to Shintoism. But in 1948, the holiday and the religious aspect was separated. So Shunbun no Hi is basically a cultural holiday now. The week that includes the spring equinox and also the week that includes the autumn equinox has another name. It's called Hohigan. Hohigan is a Buddhist festival, but only a Buddhist festival in Japan. It celebrates our ancestors. It's a time to look back at our ancestors and remember our ancestors. So, for the autumn equinox, that's quite easy to understand. As we see the beginnings of the leaves starting to change colour and fall, we can feel that connection to death. But why the spring equinox? Why is that a time to remember our ancestors, our forebearers? Why is that a good time? Well, I have an idea. My idea might be wrong, but I like my idea. So I'm going to tell you my idea why it's a good time to think about our ancestors, our forebearers. In Japan, the flowering trees have very strong symbolism, especially the plum blossom and the cherry blossom. The plum comes first and the cherry blossom comes later. Usually the cherry blossom is at the end of March or beginning of April. So the spring equinox is between the two flowers. The flowers symbolize how fragile life is, how quickly we are born, we grow up, and then we die. So the Japanese people, the flowers are very important. So for that reason, I've added ancestor work into my Ostara practices.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do all of the YouTubey kind of things. See you next time. Bye for now. Blessed be.